The time I was kidnapped. This was honestly one of the scariest experiences I've ever had in my life. If you are new to the channel though, before we start the story, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and leave me a comment down below. If you are from TikTok and when you get to the end of the video, what you would have done in my situation, I guess. Okay, so let's get on with the story. This happened the first year of secondary school. I think you go into secondary school at like 11 or 12 years old. I was in year 7. So every single day I would either bike or walk to school because I was a healthy lad. I was actually a swimmer at this point, and I would swim like 7 times a week, and it would be like 17 hours of training. So I'd bike or walk to either help my mum out because she couldn't take me because she had to go to work, or just because I wanted to and stay fit. And also, if you have ever biked or walked in the morning, I mean, that cold breeze on your face in the morning, there's nothing better. It just wakes you up. So I biked to school every single day for like 6 months in a row. And towards the end of these 6 months, so 3 months, I realized that there's a guy stood there every single day that I cycled to school. And this wasn't the same at the start. He was never there. I have never even seen this guy, but now he was there every single day. At first, I just thought it was a coincidence. You know, maybe he was going out for a walk at the same time I cycled to school. So I thought nothing about it, and then like a month went past. This same man that had been there every single day for the last like 3 months said hello to me. Again, I just thought it was a coincidence, you know? I thought, oh, me and him pass each other every single day. Maybe he's just being polite and saying hello. So obviously I say hello back, but you've got to remember, I was like 11 years old at this point. So I was still like skeptical on the whole, you know, talking to strangers thing. So like I said, I just carried on my day, carried on biking every single day, and didn't really tell anyone because I didn't think anything major of it. I just thought it was a friendly guy. Then another like 2 weeks goes past, and this man that we are actually going to give a name right now, his name's going to be Jimmy. Now Jimmy, after 2 weeks of saying hello, decided that he would go for a high five with me. Take into account, this guy must be like 40 to 60 years old. I mean, he was an old lad, and he wanted to high five an 11-year-old whilst he was biking to school. At this point, like, alarm bells were kind of ringing in my head because this was weird. But again, I just thought maybe he thought we were like friends, maybe he had brain problems or something, and I just high-fived him. I mean, what's wrong with a simple high five, you know? So I did tell my mum at this point, and she just said it was probably something normal, but she just said be really careful and stuff like that and gave me some words of wisdom. So I know I keep repeating myself about biking to school, but this is literally where the story happened, so I feel like I keep going, and 2 weeks later, but about a month and a half later of high-fiving or saying hello most days, Jimmy decides one day that he's going to ask me to come over to him whilst he is stood on like the side of the path because he wanted to ask me a question. So hesitantly, I go over to him and I sort of wonder what the question was because I was kind of intrigued. And he asked the question, where do I live? Now I'm freaking out because this is weird. So obviously I just say, I'm not allowed to tell you that, and I bike off to school as quick as freaking possible. So I cycle to school and I have this in my head and it doesn't leave me all day. I have this thought in my head all day. So I tell my mum. She says, okay, Jackson, bike the other way. Because basically to my school, there's 2 routes that I can take. So I took that advice and I started biking the other route to school. 4 months go past. I was literally in year 8 at this point. I had moved up a whole school. I'd had a birthday, so I was now 12 or 13 years old. I can't actually remember my age. So I'm cycling the new route. And I have been for, you know, the end of year 7 and the start of year 8. Then one day again, I am cycling to school, the other route, and then Jimmy appears. And Jimmy sees me and says hello. And I was biking the new route, so he clearly knew that I was biking this new route. A week goes past and he is there again every single day. So now I'm freaking out because both routes are sort of, you know, taken by this guy. So I bike to school and I go as quick as I can. But Jimmy is stood in the middle of the path. You know those barriers that like one there and then one there and you have to sweave in of them? He was in the middle of that. So I ask him to move, please. And he doesn't move and he tells me that I'm coming with him. I'm really scared at this point because I'm down like a back alley, which is why I didn't bike this way in the first place, because it's like a really dark back alley next to a train track. So I ask him again, please move. And at this point, I'm like freaking out. He runs towards me, pulls me off my bike, then drags me by the arm. This man had the tightest grip on my arm I have ever experienced. It was honestly like a Chinese burn. It was horrible. I was so scared. I was freaking out. I was screaming. But he starts dragging me, and he drags me for a very long time, and I cannot escape from this man. I'm a year 8 kid versus a beefy man. Like, there is no way possible that I'm getting away from this guy. All I can do, like I said, is just scream, shout, just freak out and hope that someone hears me. I'm gonna guess it was around about 5 minutes because the time in this period was just going so fast for me. So he drags me and I guess we were going to his house. Thanks we met ages, and I guess he made an oopsie. He dragged me down a street which obviously had a lot of people down it because it was a street. Streets have houses where if I scream they're going to be able to hear me. This man is dragging me down this street, I am screaming still, and luckily, thank God, honestly owe so much to this man. One comes running out of their front door and rugby tackles this guy to the floor. Tells me to run, you know, like Charlie the Chocolate Factory where he says run Charlie. Absolutely peg it. I actually run back to my bike. And I think this man called the cops and they came and picked this guy up and took him to jail. But I honestly don't know because I was gone. I mean, I was out of there in seconds. I was not staying around, and I'm so thankful to this guy. Genuinely mean that. If this guy didn't come out of his door, I don't even want to think about what would have happened. After this all happened, 2 days later, I actually went back to this man's house. One that helped me, and I took my mum and we went in, had drinks and stuff, and just explained how thankful and stuff I was to this man. And my mum was like crying to this man because she was so happy about him. That is a story of how I got kidnapped. Hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel with those notifications on, and leave me a comment down below, like I said, what you would have done in this situation. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.